Remember when I was talking about how the enemy operates, and we must guard our heart, and we have to remember who the enemy is and what he does and how he plots and how he plans and how he tries to distract us, in which a lot of times he is successful at distracting us. I want to give you a good example. Someone told me today, or it was said today in my presence, that it was asking if a certain person was coming back to work on tomorrow. And once again, I'm being a little transparent because I do have some of my coworkers following me on Periscope. But it was asked if the person was coming to work, and I told them yes. And so right then, immediately, the enemy wanted me to think, well, what's wrong with you? Nobody is asking the question about you when you're off. No one's saying that you are balanced. We need some balance. We need Bridgette to be here for balance. But I recognize the head of the enemy, because what the enemy wanted me to do was think that I was not important to my coworkers or in the office. The enemy wanted me to also get into a headspace of jealousy or some type of a competition, maybe. I'm not a competitive person in that manner against my coworker. But I thank God that I did recognize what the enemy was doing, and I had to rebuke him quickly, because I remember there was a time when I was giving you all the issue that I had gone through and losing a close friend, and how the enemy, he likes to tear up, he wants to destroy relationships. Well, I've grown up some now. And some of you may be saying, oh, that's low self-esteem. No, it's not always low self-esteem. But what the enemy will do, he will cause the people around you to call it low self-esteem, when actually it could be borderline that. But the enemy finds any weak place that he can find, and he will attach it to low self-esteem, and he'll blow it all out of proportion. So if you will continue to allow yourself to jump in 100%, and then let that situation or that mindset or that thinking that the enemy plants, if you let it turn into something that is not, then yeah, it probably could turn into low self-esteem. But remember, low self-esteem is a very negative place that you're in personally, and how you feel about yourself, and how you perceive or think others, how you think others perceive you. It's a perception thing that you don't see what is actually true, and you begin to believe it, believe the lies, believe the negativity. That's all the enemy does. So anything that is negative, of course, that comes straight from the enemy. It comes straight from the pits of hell. So anytime you have any inkling of a negative thought, then you need to begin to rebuke it. And you need to remember who it's coming from. I mean, we've all had thoughts of, okay, for instance, this is something very simple. Okay, I waste something on my blouse. To me, it looks like a huge wet spot or a huge stain. And then I've had people to tell me about it, and I never even saw it until they pointed it out. The enemy will get into any space, any head space that we allow him to get into. he'll make things bigger than what they really are. So he definitely works on our emotions, because if he can get into your mind, if he can get your mind, then he's got you. So, you know, that's what happens with people who have emotional problems, schizophrenia, all type of mental issues, what am I trying to say? Mental sicknesses or illnesses. All of that is from the enemy. All of that is from the pits of hell. So we have to be very careful about what we allow our minds to really grasp and receive, because then it becomes a heart thing. Then it becomes received in the heart, and that could be something very dangerous. But I gotta go. I'll be just reminding you all to, as I'm continually being reminded of how the enemy works and what he does. I mean, I just think this is a subject that everybody faces. This is a difficulty for everyone at one time or another, and so we all need to be mindful and to be vigilant in watching those things that can really hurt us, and try not to walk into snares and traps of the enemy. Of course, we must stay rooted and grounded in God's word and stay in prayer. But even and all of that will cover you, and it will it'll keep you in a better headspace, and the enemy won't have any room to come in and fill your head and your mind and your thoughts with such negativity. All right, talk to you guys later. Have a great evening. Bye.